So, since the coup in Niger, a lot of people say that this is a revolutionary movement for the entire Africa. Some other people are curious why people would say that. Well, I'm hoping this video about to see would explain it to you. So let's get to it.
We focus and only discuss the events of the past exploitations of Africa and her people by the Europeans, crying over what happened before without looking at the current exploitation that is going on in all corner of African region today. How those countries who colonized Africans before are still the one taking all the precious resources from Africa with little or no compensation. Yes, for years, European countries have taken advantage of African resources, buying them at unfairly low prices and selling it to higher price to the rest of the world. But one big question is, what is the historical origin of these exploitation, and how did the European colonizers manage to succeed in these continual exploitation of most African countries? To understand this, we need to go back in time, when most African regions were still under the colonial control. During this time, whenever valuable resource like gold, crude oil or uranium is found in any African regions, European countries would quickly try buy it for very little or no money. They did this through secret deals since those African region was still under their control. When African countries were about to become independent, they were given unfair agreements. One rule in these agreements was that the old colonizing country had to be asked first if they wanted to buy these resources. In simple terms, if crude oil, gold or uranium was found, the former colonial power got the first chance to buy it, but they usually paid a tiny fraction of what it was really worth. This happened with Niger, where France made deals to buy uranium for a very low price. However, change is happening in Africa today, as this continual exploitation is about to be stopped for good, and Niger Republic is emerging as a powerful country that is challenging the exploitative practices of European countries, particularly France. In the past, France would purchase uranium from Niger at a meager price of $0.80 per kilogram and sell it to other countries at significantly higher prices. This unfair trade has been allowed to persist due to secret agreements and the legacy of colonization. African countries were often compelled to offer their resources to former colonizers first, resulting in them being bought at prices far below their actual worth. Niger experienced this exploitation firsthand, as France made agreements to buy its uranium at a cheap price. But things have changed since the coup in Niger, which has caused European countries to panic as they face the possibility of losing their exploitative grip. In a groundbreaking move, Niger's uranium company has substantially raised the price of its uranium from $0.80 to $200 per kilogram. This increase is justified considering the crucial role uranium plays in clean energy, cancer treatment, naval propulsion, and nuclear weapons. Furthermore, uranium's value extends beyond the present, making it a precious resource for the future. France had been profiting immensely by obtaining uranium from Niger at ridiculously low prices. However, with the change in Niger's political landscape, uranium prices have experienced an uptick. Analysts predict even greater gains in the future as France is no longer able to obtain uranium at such cheap prices. Niger's decision to raise the price aligns with global standards and properly reflects the true worth of this valuable resource. To highlight the extent of the previous exploitation, consider that in 2010, a French multinational group extracted 14,460 metric tons of uranium from Niger, resulting in an export value of $3.5 billion. However, Niger received only $459 million in return. The increase in uranium pricing will enable Niger to receive fair compensation for its resources and invest in critical infrastructure projects and social development initiatives. This shift ensures that the profits from Niger's uranium remain within the country instead of flowing into France's treasury. This price increase by Niger has the potential to set a precedent in the global uranium market, influencing pricing strategies and negotiations in other uranium-rich countries. While France, a major buyer of Nigerian uranium, may express concerns over the price hike, it also presents an opportunity for a more balanced partnership and positive impact on the global uranium market. Niger's proactive move not only strengthens its economic prospects, but also serves as an inspiring example for other resource-rich African nations. It encourages them to demand equitable resource prices, pursue greater economic autonomy, and diversify their economic strategies for long-term stability. With its newfound power.
And this is not only Niger. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of the other countries. Recently, Gabon, but before even Niger, there was like, I think, Guinea, Chad, Burkina Faso. So a lot of African countries are taking the same route. You know, they're trying to get back what is theirs. I mean, that's what we think.
Power in the uranium market, Niger has the upper hand to determine the price and make Europe, especially France, pay a fair price that aligns with international standards. Europe's dependence on Niger's uranium means that even if France tries to find alternative options, they would still have to pay a higher price because rates are already high in the international market. Therefore, maintaining a partnership with Niger, which offers a well-established supply chain, would be the most logical choice for France. Growing concerns have emerged in France regarding the country's dependency on Niger's uranium and the potential consequences for its energy independence. Unfortunately, France finds itself in a difficult situation as uranium is a crucial resource for powering its nuclear plants, and it has relied on Niger as a source for over 4 decades through the French nuclear fuel cycle group Orano, formerly Areva. Orano, a multinational company 90% owned by the French state, operates 3 uranium mines in Niger, with only 1 currently in production. France's inability to sever ties with Niger's uranium, even if offered at high prices, can be attributed to its significant investments in Niger's mining sector. This presents an opportunity for Niger to leverage its position and maintain France as a market for its uranium. Orano holds substantial ownership in the Arlit mines, 63.4%, the Akokan mining site, 59%, and the Imuraren mine, 63.52%, all of which are located in Niger and contribute to France's dependence on the country. Instead of seeking alternative uranium suppliers, it would be wise for France to remain in Niger and adhere to Niger's laws to ensure fair trade. Despite recent political developments in Niger, Orano has expressed its intention to continue its mining operations and purchase uranium at the newly increased prices. However, this decision was not easily reached. The Nigerian military, upon assuming power, took measures to make France aware of Niger's capabilities. They temporarily halted uranium exports and issued a 48-hour ultimatum for the French envoy, Ambassador Sylvain Ity, to leave the country. These actions aimed to signify that Niger would no longer tolerate being exploited like war booty by France. Mohamed Laing Gaya, a former Nigerian energy minister and former Secretary General
Nigerian, I think,
of the Organization of African Petroleum Producers, has voiced the prevailing sentiment in Niger, stating that the partnership between the 2 countries is perceived as highly unequal. Gaya further highlights that if Niger were to decide against exporting uranium to France, it would significantly impact France but have minimal consequences for the Nigerian economy. He emphasizes that nearly 90% of Niger's population lacks access to electricity.
That's true.
And exploitative pricing means that Niger receives inadequate income from its exports. This has contributed to Niger's persistent poverty, despite its abundance of natural resources. Niger's situation exemplifies a paradox where its resources have been ending up in France and other European countries at cheap prices. The additional profits, which rightfully belong to the people of Niger, have been benefiting European countries. This inequitable arrangement will no longer be accepted. Do you believe other African countries should follow Niger's lead and reject exploitation?
People are already speculating that other African countries are following the lead. People are saying, there are rumors that there's going to be Cameroon next, Togo next. Somebody even made a video I brought the video to the channel that Nigeria is going to be next. It's quite unlikely. Like, Nigerians are, I don't know, at this point, I don't know. I'm not going to go around speculating, but for what I was going to say is Nigeria, we have the ability to go through a lot and still stay in the system. I'm going to word it like that. So I don't know if it's going to ever happen in Nigeria. Let me know what you think about that. Let me know what you think. If you believe Togo and Cameroon is going to be next, or Togo or Cameroon will be next, feel free to share. I already heard what is the word? They've changed things in the military, so it doesn't happen. I don't know. For me, I just want the best for Africa, right? That's it for me. It doesn't really matter who the leader is, as long as the leader has the best interests of the people at heart. That's what I advocate for, just the best interest. If you're working to exploit your own people, how does it make sense? Does it even make sense to you? It shouldn't. But if it does, then you're delusional as a leader. Just saying. Let me know what you think about that video. If you have anything to add, correct, or critique, please feel free to do so. With that being said, is the end of this one. Smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.